Hello, Claudia and Amin, do you hear me? Do you guys hear me?
Yes, teacher, yes.
No.
The time, but
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm using the same connection that I always use. That tonight is not working well. I don't know why. Okay, the idea for our encounter is to debate about the uniform policy that most of the schools have. And I have a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to share with you. So we can, that will guide our encounter. Maria, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, Maria, tonight we're going to talk about uniforms policy in many schools.
Okay.
So we will start with this cartoon. Read it and please tell me, what do you think is the message?
What is the message of this cartoon? Face chronic for I yeah. The message uniform, everybody uses this every day. Say, like, I don't know, soldiers.
But what do you think is the message of the cartoon?
I don't know. I think it's like to stay in the soldiers, like school. I don't know, because uniform.
Okay, Amin and Claudia, what do you think is the message?
is, in my opinion, is a sarcastic topic.
Okay, why?
And because the boys have the same uniform.
Well, they are not wearing a uniform, they are wearing casual clothes,
Okay.
Yeah.
but they are
Also,
wearing the same clothes.
but same clothes, like a uniform.
Mhm.
But the things that they want.
The clothes they like.
Yes, they like, yeah. They like.
Casual clothes that they
Teacher,
like, but they are wearing the same, right?
the the one boy says where apostrophe B. This is
Where did?
Well,
It's very informal.
he said do
Where did?
apostrophe
well,
D.
Uh-huh. That apostrophe D is the reduction of did, and it's very informal. It is written in a very informal way. Okay? Well, did you guys wear uniforms when you were at school?
yes,
Did you like it, Maria?
I wear it. No, really no, I didn't.
Okay. I mean, did you wear any uniform when you were at school? We can hear you, I mean. No, we can't hear you. Sorry. Can you check your microphone, please? No. Can you check your microphone? Let's see. No. We can't hear you. Could you unplug it and unplug the headset again? Okay. Meanwhile, Claudia. Claudia, could you tell us about the uniform that you wore when you were at school?
Teacher, I use a uniform.
Did you like it?
Yes, yes, because my clothes live more. My clothes be better.
Because you like your uniform, right? When you were at school.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Care my clothes.
Because you didn't damage your daily clothes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Amin, can you try your microphone again? No, we can't hear you. Sorry. Please check the setting of your headset, please. John, welcome to the encounter. Do you hear me, John? John? Okay, well, let's continue. Maria, you didn't like your uniform, but Claudia liked it. Okay, Maria, you didn't like it, but do you think there is any advantage of wearing clothes?
I know, teacher. I think because colors. No, I don't know. For me, this time colors not good because was like brown. Was about color.
Okay, so a disadvantage is that some students do not like the colors of the school uniforms. Okay, and do you see any advantage? Is there any advantage?
The advantage, yes, teacher, because, for example, especially in the no private school, I forget, public school.
Public school
is advances because in the private, public school, everybody is having no same like economics life situation, and that some poor kids can wear every day good clothes or yes, chance to mass clothes. The advantage.
Okay. Claudia, what about you? Do you think there is any advantage or disadvantage of wearing uniforms?
Yes. About the I think that the uniforms made that the boys lose the identity, the personal identity. Yes, the identity.
Okay, and is there any advantage?
Advantage. Yes, of course, the clothes is the uniform is cheaper than the clothes because the uniform is the some of every day. So the clothes must be different every day. Exactly.
Okay, John, what about you? Do you identify an advantage or disadvantage of wearing a school uniforms? John? Oh, I don't know. Yes, John. Hello. Oh, what happened? Okay, he's having problems with his connection, I guess. Okay, here we have some questions related to the topic. Claudia or Maria, have you ever met a student who doesn't need to wear a uniform for the school where he studies? Or do you know any school where it is not necessary for students to wear a uniform?
No, teacher.
No.
In my case, no.
Okay, do you consider that wearing uniforms should be optional for students?
Mm, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so do you think that if a student wants to wear a uniform, it's okay, and if not, it can also be okay?
I don't think they want to wear. Teacher, I don't know. I don't know in Colombia, but here they don't like, but they must.
Okay, so you consider that that should be optional.
Yes.
Have you ever heard about any problem that students might have because of the uniform they wear or because the clothes they wear? Have you ever heard about any fight or any discussion that the students in any place have had because of the clothes they wear?
No, I didn't.
You don't, okay. And Claudia?
Teacher, I don't understand. What did you say?
There are cases of students who fight or argue because the clothes they wear. Have you ever heard about a case like that of students who argue or fight because of the clothes they wear?
No, teacher. No, never.
Okay, I'm asking you that because in the USA, exactly in Baltimore, the policy of wearing uniforms started in 1986 because two students started fighting for a pair of $95 sunglasses. So one student shot the other because he was wearing the sunglasses. And because of that, in that region, in that part of the USA, students need to wear uniforms since 1986. Okay, here we have other questions. Or, well, actually, they are not questions. John, do you hear me? John? John Jairo, do you hear me? Okay. Maria, could you please read the sentences that you see on the screen?
Yeah, people that support the use of the school uniforms say that. First, having all the students wear the same clothes helps to reduce socioeconomic disparities. Second, wearing a uniform encourages children to focus on their studies rather than their clothes. Third, wearing a uniform reduces discipline problems. Fourth, reduces the preoccupation of the student related to the idea of wearing expensive design clothes. 5 is the financial burden that buying clothes placed on the students' families. 6, encourage common respect and improve the learning environment. 7, promote school unity and sense of belonging to their school community.
Okay, thank you, Maria. So you and Claudia already mentioned number 4 and number 5 related to the economy of the families of the students who study in public schools. You mentioned that wearing uniforms have an advantage for them because it reduces the cost of the clothes they have to buy. What about the other sentences? Do you agree or disagree with them?
Teacher, I agree with the first sentence. I agree completely.
Okay, so you consider that if students wear uniforms, that will help to avoid differences in relation to socioeconomical issues?
Yes. Teacher, Ben, six.
Totally, teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What about the other sentences? Maria, Paola,
6.
welcome to the cluster. Amin, Claudia. Do you agree or disagree with those sentences?
I don't agree with the.
I agree
with the second sentence.
Why, Claudia?
Because in my opinion, because don't is true.
And why that sentence is not true?
The students always focus in their appearance. Don't mean if is the uniform or casual clothes.
Okay.
The children always think that the appearance is very important.
Okay, so students always take into account the other's appearance. So it doesn't matter if they wear a uniform or if they wear other clothes.
Exactly.
All right. What about the other sentences? Do you agree or disagree with them? Paola, Amin?
For example, the number 3, that is wearing uniform reduce discipline problems. I think no, because the student use uniform or no uniform, the discipline is continue. I think it's depend of the school and the rules.
Okay, so discipline is not only controlled by the policy of uniforms. All right.
Yes.
Okay, what about the other sentences? I mean,
4th, reduce the preoccupation of the students. The wearing expensive designer clothes. Yeah, teachers are advantageous.
So you agree with those sentences?
Yes, teacher, because every time they know we must wear it, same clothes every day. I think they don't think that don't care about expensive designer clothes because they know we have this is the rules. Yes. I agree with this.
Well, here we have other sentences. Paola, can you please read them?
Which one? Okay. When all the students are dressed alike, competition between students over clothing shows and the teasing of those who are dressed in less expensive teasing. of those who are dressed in less expensive or less fashionable outfits can be eliminated. Oops. Yes, I think the competition between the student is true. Because sometimes the student will look for the other than is, for example, the scary is beautiful, or is a competition between the.
Okay,
I don't know.
so you agree that wearing uniforms can help to reduce that competition among
Yes,
students.
yes, no, totally, but a little bit yes, because
But partially.
this, yes, teacher, yes.
Okay, Paola, can you please read the other sentences?
Students that wear a uniform are more disciplined.
Disciplined.
Disciplined. I don't
Okay.
know.
So you already mentioned that discipline is not
No,
I mean, or that controlling discipline is not only related to the uniform policy, but to
exactly.
many other things.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, teacher.
Sentence 10, Paola, please.
Uniform help troubled students feel they have the support of a community. They have the support. Maybe yes, the uniform help to. I don't know this sentence, teacher. I don't know.
Okay, Amir wrote that he has an example about a student that he likes fashion clothes. He could have the opportunity to develop his hobby if at the college he didn't have to wear uniforms. So Amin agrees with the idea of not wearing school uniforms because students can express themselves. Okay. Right. Claudia and Maria, what do you think about sentence 10? Uniforms help troubled students, uniforms help troubled students feel they have the support of a community. Do you agree with that?
And no, teacher, I don't agree with this sentence.
Why, Maria?
Because they, one simple clothes, no, for them is no must, but they are not happy wearing this.
Okay, so you consider that wearing uniforms is not related with the students' emotions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Amin wrote that he knows a student who creates clothes, designs clothes, so that he knows that that student could be more creative or could develop that creativity if he was allowed to wear different clothes at school. Okay, Paola, please, could you read sentence 11?
School uniform also prevents students from concealing weapons under baggy clothing, make it easier to keep track of students on field trips, and make intruders on campus more visible.
More visible. Is that a good advantage?
Yes.
So if an intruder is in the campus, or if the students go on a field trip, are school uniforms good in those cases?
Yes, teacher, for me, yes, I agree.
And what about that idea of taking weapons or knives at school? Do you consider that when students don't wear a uniform, that situation can be can happen?
No.
Amir wrote, he could create every different clothes, doesn't have uniforms help to develop the personality in the way of wear. Okay, I mean, things that wearing clothes, casual clothes or daily clothes can help students to develop their personality. And here in sentence 11, two of you consider that wearing a uniform doesn't prevent from taking knives or weapons to school. So actually we see in the news that in some public schools of difficult places in different cities, even though students wear a uniform, sometimes they take weapons or knives to schools. So the policy doesn't prevent schools from having students who take weapons or other illegal things to their schools. What about 12? Maria, could you read sentence 12, please?
When all the students are wearing the same outfit, they are less concerned about how they look and how they fit in with their peers. Thus they can concentrate on their schoolwork.
Okay, thus they can concentrate on their schoolwork.
Teacher, one question. What is the meaning of THUS? THUS.
Así.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So some of you, I mean, Claudia mentioned at the beginning that it doesn't matter if the students wear a uniform or if they don't. Students are always paying attention on the other's appearance. So that is the idea of number 12. It says that wearing the school uniform will prevent from those criticisms or that lack of concentration, which Claudia mentioned that is not something that uniforms will prevent. Maria, Paola, and Emil, do you agree? Do you agree with sentence 12? Or do you disagree?
Teacher, I can hear you well because when you speak, I don't know, it's very
Okay.
noise. I can hear you good.
The question is,
Entrecortado.
do you agree or disagree with sentence 12?
I am in disagree.
Yeah, I disagree.
Why?
Because teacher concentrate is not about clothes, it's about personality.
Okay, so concentration is not related only with the clothes we wear or others wear.
Yes.
Okay. Claudia, could you?
That I gives that spend all time wearing in the morning, 1 hour.
Yes, sometimes girls spend a lot of time. Sometimes girls spend a lot of time deciding on the clothes they want to wear. That happens. Okay, Claudia, could you please read the sentence that you see on the screen?
Yes, indeed. People that do not support the use of school uniforms say that, first, school uniforms do not allow students' right to express their individuality. Yes, teacher, I agree totally.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Do you all agree? Number 2, Claudia?
Teacher.
Hello, Jorge.
Hello, Claudia, how are you?
George, where are you?
Welcome, Jorge.
I would like to ask a question to Claudia.
Go ahead, please.
Claudia, in this sentence, I agree. Why don't you?
George?
No, Claudia agrees. Claudia agrees with that
Claudia
sentence.
Agree. Yeah.
Are you? No, I'm not. Excuse me, I'm not agree. I'm not agree with that. Because I think individuality is not a fact of uniforms for me. Are you agree or not agree, Claudia, with this sentence?
I don't agree.
You don't agree with number one?
Yes.
Okay, so Jorge says that clothes are not related with a expression of somebody's individuality. They are just clothes, right? Okay, Jorge, could you please read sentence 2?
Okay, teacher. Uniforms have no positive effect on behavior and academic achievement.
So most of you already mentioned that. So most of you mentioned that concentration, discipline is not related with the clothes people wear. Does anybody disagree with that? No? Okay. Jorge, could you please read sentence 3?
The third one, teacher?
Yes, please.
Okay. Uniforms emphasize the socioeconomic disparities. They are not intended to disguise. Uniforms emphasize the socioeconomic disparities. They aren't intended to disguise.
Okay, it means that we have those social classes, for example, in our country, and just having students wear uniforms is not going to change those differences in social classes that we have. Do you agree? So you can actually see that school uniforms of public schools are different to the school uniforms of private schools. So we see that usually schools uniforms of public schools are the same color, which is in Bogotá is blue or red with the squares, right? So, and we can see that school uniforms of private schools are usually different. The colors are different, the design is different. So do you think that having students wear uniforms actually do not hide those changes or inequalities, but the opposite, that those uniforms actually reinforce or highlight the socioeconomical differences?
I think in Colombia, I don't know, in Bogotá, this is true because you say, for example, the uniform public is the same and the private school is different, have the different uniform. So I think in Bogotá, the socioeconomic is notory for the school. You say, for example, this uniform is private school, the other public school. So I think in Bogota is, I don't know, uh, notorio. I don't know how to say that. The socioeconomic in the uniform
Okay.
in Bogota. No, I don't know in other place in Colombia, but in Bogota is
Yes, yes, I agree with Paola. In my school, the children have 3 uniforms. But the
Because
public college, but the public school have one uniform.
so it's more evident that
Yes,
some students
yes,
belong
teacher.
to a public or a private school.
Yes, teacher.
Amin wrote that he agrees because the students can show their luxuries and that situation is more comfortable for all the students. Okay, Jorge, could you please read the next sentence?
Wearing a uniform demonstrates an allegiance to uniformity, sameness, enforced conformity, and the absence of diversity.
So do you agree? Wearing uniforms avoid students to understand that there is diversity?
No, teacher, I don't think so.
Why, George?
The absence of diversity is not a consequence of using uniform. A uniform is just to, for me, is to identify of what the school is one student. But the diversity is you can see diversity in other fields, not wearing a uniform.
Okay, George. So your position is actually compared to your classmates' position regarding the discipline and regarding respect. So wearing a uniform is not totally related with the idea of diversity, the idea of discipline, the idea of concentration. So there are other issues, other situations, other things that are related to having students think about diversity or having students concentrate or having students keep discipline. So as George said, clothes are just garments that probably help schools to identify from or to differentiate from others. Okay, that's George's opinion. Does anybody disagree?
Teacher, in my opinion, the wearing a uniform includes the restrict use of many things. For example, the hair color, for example, or the use of earrings. Aretes, no sé cómo se dice, earrings.
Earrings.
Earrings?
Earrings.
Makeup.
Earrings. Something like simple what one wash. So wearing a uniform includes many things. Not is only the shirt and pants and shoes. No, is many things.
So it's a restriction to wear other
Okay.
things.
Yes, yes, many restrictions.
Or the restriction, for example, that many boys have to wear or to have long hair.
Yes,
Okay. Yes, that's true. So in most of the schools where uniforms are policy, there are also restrictions about jewelry or the use of makeup for girls, or the way boys have to have their hair, which is
yes,
usually short. They are not allowed to have long hair.
and they color, for
Ah, yeah,
example.
they cannot dye their hair.
Yes, teacher.
Well, mm, what about these three sentences? Do you agree or disagree with them?
Teacher, in this presentation, there are many words and now for me.
For example,
Many, but it's
Many.
right, but it's okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. For
okay.
example, for example, prepare, preparedness in the six.
Uh-huh. That
Preparedness.
is preparedness
Yes.
is the idea to have all the knowledge necessary. Does any of you disagree with any of the sentences that are on the screen? I mean, wrote that he agrees with the sentences because the students can't show. No, that was. I mean, agrees with the sentences. Um, Actually, he wrote that respecting students' options could help them to actually understand that there are differences and respect them.
No, teacher. Not the school uniforms. Not improve.
Claudia, could you repeat, please?
The school uniforms not improve the attendance.
Okay, so you agree with the sentence because it says that school uniforms do not improve attendance.
Yes.
Does any of you disagree with any of the sentences?
I'm not agree with the sentence number 7, teacher.
Why?
Maybe I'm. Can I say old-fashioned? Maybe I don't know.
It's an
Yeah,
old-fashioned idea.
No, maybe I am an old-fashioned. I am going to be an old-fashioned teacher, maybe, because
Okay.
I don't think clothing is an important messages. For me, I said one moment ago, a uniform is a need. Think about, for example, an army without a uniform, for example. When I was a student, I was so proud of my uniform. I studied in a seminary, and the uniform was for us was sagrado. I don't know how to say sagrado in English, teacher. Sorry.
Sacred.
Yeah, and I was so proud to use it, not just at school, in the streets, when I was going to schools encounters. I think for me it's a need. It's more that it's a match of discipline. But now we talk about free thoughts and the free choice options. But I think maybe at university, but at school, I think is the uniform is very important. Not just for the students, for the school same.
But what is the reason? For you, your uniform was sacred. You studied in a seminary, but what is the reason for the importance of uniforms? Why? We know you already mentioned that they don't affect diversity or the thoughts about diversity. They don't affect discipline. They don't affect concentration in the classroom. They don't affect the academic preparedness of the students. So why are they important?
Teacher, I always talk about not just for me, for my workers, for example. I talk about many times about sense of belonging.
Belonging.
Sense of belonging. I think that's a very important. That's a very important topic that we must use at home, at work, at school, and one way that we can do that on school is using uniform. And for me, it's a messages of discipline too. If you are using a uniform, you have to think first to do, because you know you are using a uniform and you can and it's not what you do. The name of your school is always it's always there. So if you are going to do something wrong, you have to think first, because you're using a uniform, not just at school, outside too. And for me, that it's messages of discipline.
Okay. Do you guys agree? Me, Claudia, Paola, Maria?
I think in the uniform is important, yes. And for example, in my school, the uniform, the kid respect. Say, okay, it's my school, this is the name of the school, I represent my school, and I respect. But it's only this, then is try to teach the student respect the uniform. But I know when I go outside, the student forget that, and I don't know, forget that the uniform is values, is respect. Only this, the respect the uniform. Because outside, you see the one student with the uniform, you say, this is the school, pa. So you say, it's good behavior. So is this, the uniform is only the importance, that is respect, no more.
Okay, so in Paola's opinion, school uniforms are related to the idea of respect.
Yes.
In George's opinion, school uniforms are related to sense of belonging. Amin wrote that he had experience with two schools. In one school, he had to wear a uniform, and in the last one, he didn't. And he wrote that he felt free when he didn't have to wear the uniform, because he also had the opportunity to wear his hair, or to have a hair in a different way, and also because his parents had a lot of headaches I guess, in the first school where there was a uniform policy. He wrote that he had a long hair and he had punk hairstyle. So I guess in the school where there was the uniform policy, he had a lot of problems. Then he moved to the other school. He felt good, and then his parents didn't have to worry about it because there was not that uniform policy or appearance policy. Thanks, Amir. Maria, what's your relation, or what is the relation that you make with uniforms? We already mentioned George's relation and Claudia's relation. What about you, Maria? What do you relate
I think yes.
uniforms with?
Uniform is expression, identity.
Okay. So
Identity.
you associate it with the identity of the place where students study. Okay. To finish this topic, I want you to look at the oldest uniform in the world. Do you see it on the screen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, that school uniform is 796 years old, and it's a school uniform from a school in the United Kingdom.
I don't like this uniform.
Neither I.
Me too.
The color.
I
I
won't
don't.
wear it. I want to study that school just because of that uniform. Okay. Well, we have some minutes left, and I would like you to share.
Looks like Harry Potter.
Yes, like Harry Potter. Okay. Well, I don't like it. I don't know.
Me too.
In the minutes that we have left, I would like some of you to share the nice presentations that you prepared about the foundation. That was the task that you had to do for last Sunday. I would like you to share that because it's interesting to know information about different foundations. Some of you research about it. So who would like to share that information? I will share the screen, and what you have to do is to talk about that foundation, what you remember about it. So who would like to share that? Okay. Claudia? Okay. So I'm going to share your presentation with all of your classmates. Okay, Claudia. So what can you tell us about that foundation?
The Foundation of Mars. It's a non-profit foundation.
What do you remember about it?
This foundation has been working in our country since January 2006. It was created by the SAMS founders of the American Nova Medical Group. And this goal is promoting the human and professional development of young Colombians.
development.
Exactly.
Okay.
This foundation offers scholarships, teacher, in the totally price of semester. All career.
Programs, for all the programs.
Program?
Yes.
Programs. And the foundation requires to participate in activities of social service to the community by the students. To 24 hours for semester.
So if a student wants to have a scholarship for that foundation, that person needs to participate in social service?
Yes, teacher. It's necessary for the grant.
Okay.
That those are the college of have convent with the foundation.
Six universities.
Teacher college or university?
The difference is that universities offer a lot of programs.
University?
Yes, and are usually bigger and have a campus. Colleges are places that are smaller with less programs, and they don't usually have a campus. That is the difference. Liliana, I have a question. Besides asking the people who want to have a scholarship with that foundation, besides asking those people interested, asking them to participate in social service, what else? What other requirements do people have to have in order to get a scholarship?
Yes, teacher. Usually the university made the process with the students.
But is there any other requirement, like for example, having a high degrees in high school?
The result of INFEX, for example,
okay.
must be very high.
Okay.
And the grades of the school.
And the grades at school.
Of the school.
Okay, good. All right, continue, please.
Yes, since its creation over 11 years ago, the foundation has graduated 49 professionals teachers.
Okay.
This is the figures about the students of this year. 54 students obtains their votes and 20 universities.
Okay.
Yes, the foundation receives
Donations.
Personal donation. There are different organizations. that support this foundation of mines.
Okay.
This number show the results of the foundation in this year, in 11 years. For example, 58% of the graduates work in large companies of Colombia. Or 15% of the graduates have made specialty studies status.
Mm-hmm. Here we have more numbers.
Sorry, teacher?
Okay, and here in this slide we have more numbers related to the results of that foundation.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Liliana. Very interesting. I didn't know about that foundation. I haven't heard about it before. That's good to know.
I like this foundation.
Do you have any friend or relative who has any scholarship with that foundation?
That is a result of my research.
Okay. Well, thank you, Liliana.
You are welcome.
Okay, who else wants to share the presentation?
I would like to, teacher.
Okay, John. So I'm going to share my screen with your presentation, so your classmates can see it. Okay, John, here we have your presentation. Líderes en acción.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello, John.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Teacher, I can see the presentation. I'm seeing the oldest uniform in the world yet.
No, why?
I don't know why.
Ay, George.
Are you seeing my presentation, girls?
No.
Okay, let me try one thing.
I have the presentation open in here, teacher. If you want to, I can share my screen.
Teacher, I can start my video. I would like.
Okay, I'm going to enable it. It seems that the connection is better now.
Teacher, who is going to present the task? Me or another person?
You. I'm going to display it.
Okay, you're going to display.
Ready. Do you see it?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
No, teacher.
Okay.
George, I'm sorry.
Hi, George.
I'm going to try.
It's your
I'm going to
computer.
try again. I'm going to out and
Okay, log out and then log in again.
okay,
Yes,
log out.
good
Log in,
idea.
yeah.
George, please change the computer.
It's not my computer. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, you buy one new one.
A few seconds. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, John, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's go to start with this corporation. These corporations that works in Buenaventura, my city. You know, there is something special in this corporation because I am part of this corporation, right? And this is my corporation with some groups, with some college. For different careers, we were organizing these corporations. And the question is, how long has the corporation been working in Buenaventura? The corporation has been working in Buenaventura for more than 2 years. They started working with different kinds of leaders, teaching them to organize projects in order to present to the governments many places around the city. In this situation, the corporation was teaching to different leaders in different neighborhoods because, you know, in Buenaventura, there is a port. This is the main port of Colombia, but nobody has the opportunity, not everybody has the opportunity to go to work at the port. For that reason, the corporation started the situation to teach to the leader in the community to organize projects to the government.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. The corporation is located in Simón Bolívar Avenue, where they planning the activity for the social impacts to the community. The corporations is located in Simón Bolívar Avenue. Over there, the people is organizing some meetings to project in some situation that they are going to do. In this situation, at the end of 2007, in a major, the foundation was giving gift around 25 children in Olympico neighborhood. In this neighborhood is a neighborhood that the people is poor. The opportunity are not good. It's difficult for the father and mother looking for food, something special. But in this case, the foundation was giving gift to the children. In that situation was very special moment for them. Okay, the most important action done by the foundation. The most important action for the foundation or corporations has been teach community to organize projects in order to present to the government and teach them how to create their or small companies. Because that I was saying, not everybody has the opportunity to work at the port. For that reason, the people feel the necessity to create companies themselves. The next.
Do you see the slide that says the purpose of teaching?
Next slide. Okay. Next. Okay. The purpose of teaching to the community is generate a positive impact in Buenaventura through the developments and executions of projects. The foundation has different places to teach to the community to organize projects. Another actions done by the foundations, a special example was when the corporation helped to a group of workers to create a cooperative in order to sell their products like wood. For example, Buenaventura is a port, there are special groups that they work with the wood, and the corporation were teaching them and how they can organize a product like wood and they can get some money.
Okay, great. How did you get the money to give those children those presents?
Okay, in this situation, for example, we send letters we send letters to the companies. We send letters to the company, to the factories, and asking them for the charity, something like this. The
Yes, charity.
Exactly, charity, and they donate to the corporation. In this case, the corporation bought the gift for the children.
Okay. Besides those programs related to selling the wood, which other big programs or big, let's say, yes, which other big business are you helping the community to have besides the one related to wood?
Okay. For example, in Buenaventura, there are parts that people has money, but in other hands, there are a lot of people doesn't have money, and the corporations start to teaching how to create a like a chemistry product, to create like something to clean the house, like how do you say, limpido, fast, something like this to clean the house. The corporation had that teachers that teach them to organize chemistry products, right? That they can use for the house or they can sell to another store.
Okay, so you're helping people to create cleaning products to sell them.
Exactly.
Very good, John. Congratulations. I don't know if your classmates have questions for you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, teacher. This is our idea right now. In this moment, we are presenting some projects. We are working with one senator, and I want to tell you to my classmate and for you, teacher. And this weekend, we're going to Cali to talk with one senator to present to the project to help to the corporation, and the corporation is going to help to the community.
Great. So hopefully the corporation keeps growing and keeps helping more people. Very nice. Any question for John?
Yes, teacher. It's about the legal advice.
What?
Okay.
Legal advice.
Like in terms of
legal support for the companies.
Legal support?
Yes, the foundation offer legal support.
When you're talking about legal support, what are you talking about?
The rules and the
requirements
requires to start a company, for example.
Okay. In this situation, the corporations, all things the corporation are doing is in the law. In the law or organizing with the, for example, in this case, we work for the, how do you say, teacher, emprendimiento?
Let me check.
What?
I'm going to check.
Okay.
Undertaking.
Yes. Undertaking. Okay. In this situation, the corporation is working with the undertaking. For example, we're working with the law 1014 from 2006. This is the law for undertaking to growing up the undertaking of Colombia. This is a law, and we are working using this law. Everything we're going to do in this foundation, in this corporation, is in order to help the community, but the requirement we my baby, all right. We do good.
Ah,
She wants
hello.
to be part of the class.
Baby arrived with my wife. Okay.
So you do have a law and you use it to help other people to create their business and
Yes,
make the
exactly.
proposals.
Yeah, because you know what? In Colombia, there are a lot of projects that you can organize and present to the government. But many people doesn't know how to organize the projects, how to present the projects. And we help to the people to organize the projects, and we teach them, and we say them, hey, you can go for this way, you can do like this or like this. Because in Colombia, the employment is so difficult. You need to create employment. You don't looking for employment. This is the situation we are looking for in this city.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
Any other question for you?
No, just I want to say, John, congratulations. Very nice. Really.
Thanks.
Very good.
Yes.
Thanks, Maria Estefania.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that with us, John. What's your daughter's name?
Okay.
What's your
Thanks.
daughter's name?
My daughter's name is Maria Daniela.
Okay. She's like 3 years old. How old is she?
She's 1 year and a half.
Ah, okay.
Big.
Yeah,
Big.
she's tall.
Yes, it's big.
Yes, very.
So,
Yeah, like a father. Like the father is tall.
Well, congratulations, June, and thanks for sharing
Thanks.
with us.
Thanks, classmate.
Okay, guys, I'm going to stop the encounter now, but I would like you to share your presentations next week. So, Paola and Maria and George, please, you will share your presentations next week because they are really nice and it's good to know about that information that you prepared. So far, I have received one presentation about a grammar topic. Remember that in the first encounter, there were some ideas about creating a class for the tutoring, for the encounter. Some of you wanted to prepare a class and wanted me to check it so that you could share it with the classmates. If you want to prepare the class, send it to my email. I'll check it. I'll give you feedback, and then you can share it with your classmates during a tutoring session. Okay? So,
teacher, I have one question. Sorry.
Maria, yes.
It's about this. We have to send one presentation to you, or we have to say the task, the subject we want. For example, I want to teach, for example, the past perfect continuous, because I finished already I already finished fourth unit in this way, and or present perfect continuous. Okay, I can. Which we have to make one presentation and send to you, or we have to only say what we are going to do. I don't know.
Well, you can.
I don't know.
You can list the activities or send the presentation, whatever you want.
Okay. Okay. I have this. Okay.
Teacher,
Claudia?
I have a question.
Sure.
And teacher, is about the topic of this week.
Yes.
For this week is the use of such.
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 Such is so.
Okay.
I want to know.
Thank you, Lily.
What is the difference between such a and such.
Such.
Okay.
It's raining. It's raining
Raining.
here.
Oh,
My
here too.
goodness.
Autumn start here also. Autumn.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, when we have such and such a, is because we want to emphasize on something. The translation will be tan o muy. So we want to emphasize, right? But if we want to give examples, we use the word such as. Like here, people can start different business, such as a fast food restaurant, a clothes store, etc. So the translation here of such as is, for example. Okay, so it depends. If you want to emphasize on something, you can use such a. It's such a good restaurant. It's such a difficult task. It's such a it's such an interesting event. So it is to emphasize on the adjective that we have here. Muy bueno, muy interesante, muy difícil, etc. Okay, good. So I'm going to stop the encounter. We will have next week the presentations that are missing, but also a new topic for discussion, for debate, or the presentations that you want to share about the grammar topics that you want to review. Okay? Any comment, any question before we finish?
Teacher, and when I use the such, only such,
Only such. Could you give me an example?
this motorbike is
Such.
fast. Esa moto es muy rápida. This motorbike is such fast.
No,
So fast.
it's so fast. Uh-huh. Yes, such fast? No, so fast or very fast.
Such is when there are noun and adjective.
Because we have a, yes, we need a noun. In this case, is place. But before the noun, we can have an adjective. Here, when we use so, we don't have a noun, but we just have an adjective.
Teacher, I have one example. Look, They were such friendly people. They were such friendly people. Or the DJ plays such good music. Friendly people, yes. Or the DJ plays such good music.
Okay, so you won't use a because here you have a plural noun. When you use a, it's always because you have a singular noun. But here we don't have a singular noun, but a plural noun, and here we have something that is non-countable. That's why you don't have a. A is always when you have a noun that is countable and that is singular.
Ah, yeah. Okay. People is uncountable.
It's countable, but it's plural.
Is
plural. It's plural, and you can count. You can say 2, 3 people, but it's plural. That's why you don't have the a. And music is uncountable.
Okay, I understand.
All right. Any other question? Okay, guys. Thank you for joining the encounter. We'll meet next week. Okay?
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Bye. Bye.
Everybody, good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Hola, John.
All right.
Everybody.
Bye. Bye.
See you next class.
Yes.
Now, tomorrow.
Tomorrow have class.
Tomorrow. Don't forget.
Tomorrow, linguistic.
Linguistic. Oh, yes, guys. Wow. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.